It's my 18th birthday today, and I can hear the merriment from the banquet hall. Werewolves are laughing, chatting, and probably shoving their faces full of food. It's a festive night for them, and everyone seems to be in high spirits. Everyone except for me. And their celebration has nothing to do with my birthday. No one cares about my birthday. I only keep track of the years, because I like to know how long I've been stuck in this miserable cycle. A weak human slave like me isn't allowed to be merry or join in any festivities. I only have one job: work, and then work some more. That is the only thing I'm good for in this werewolf territory, that I wipe the plates clean and stack them on the rack to be taken to the banquet hall. Tonight, Alpha Lucian is hosting a party for one of the neighboring alphas visiting Shadowmoon Pack. Thinking about it almost makes me scoff. Werewolves love parties so much, but I can't even blame them. They are always at war, so I guess these celebrations help ground them a little. Lyra, come here. A sharp voice calls my name from the door, that I glance up to see Ms. Bridget, the second in command of the chief of staff. She is an Omega, all servants are. Omegas may be the lowest in the werewolf hierarchy, but at least they are still higher than a human like me. Here, I am perceived as weak and insignificant. Yes, Ms. Bridget, I reply, rushing towards her. I'm not allowed to walk when a werewolf calls for me. Carol is very upset that you didn't finish your work, she hisses. I'm sorry, I stammer, trying to explain. I was going to finish it, but Olivia asked me to do the dishes. Excuses, she snaps, rolling her eyes so hard it's a wonder they don't pop out of her head. She throws her hands in the air, looking thoroughly exasperated. That's all you're good for. Now get to work. When I was younger, being yelled at like this would have made me burst into tears. But 12 years of constant berating, scolding, and being yelled at has toughened me up. Now I keep my head level when confronted. It's just another part of my life that I quickly head to the last guest room, where a mountain of tasks is waiting for me. As I clean, humming a tune to keep myself from dwelling too much on my misery, I feel a presence behind me. Before I can turn, two hands grab my waist, and someone grinds against me from behind. I freeze. I know exactly who it is. It's Nathan, the alpha's son. Of course it's him. This isn't the first time he has pulled something like this. He leans down, and I feel his weight pressing on me. I can't wait to taste you, little Tang, he breathes in my ear, his hot breath making my skin crawl. I slowly reach for the penknife strapped to my thighs, anger pounding in my veins. I hate this douche wolf so much that I want to strangle him with my bare hands. But I am too weak to fight a powerful wolf like him. These creatures have everything enhanced. Without thinking, I spin in his arms and strike. But Nathan is faster. He catches my wrist before the knife gets anywhere near him, his grip like iron. Since the first time he harassed me like this, I have stolen a knife and carried it everywhere. His eyes spark with anger and disbelief at my audacity, and mine blaze with defiance. You really think you can stab me, huh? He growls, his voice low and menacing. My lips only tremble with no words. His alpha aura is everywhere. That damn aura, that makes people so pathetic around them. His grip tightens, and for a moment, I think he might snap my wrist. But I hold his gaze, refusing to look away. I might be physically weak compared to them, but I have grown tough here. And I am not going to let this douche alpha in the making have control over my body. I would rather die than let him have his way. He shoves me backward, and I find myself on the fluffy bed I just made. But thankfully, my knife is still clutched tightly in my hand. He growls and looms over me. How dare you, you stupid human! Nathan growls as he begins to unbuckle his belt. His sharp eyes glint with anger, but there is something smug and vile in his expression. You have no power over me. I can do whatever I want with you. You're nothing but a slave. The metallic clink of his belt sends a shiver down my spine as he pulls it free and tosses it aside like it's some declaration of dominance. My instincts kick in, and I scramble up, scooting as far as I can across the bed, my heart pounding in my chest. My hand tightens around the knife as I place it to my neck. I swear, I say, my voice trembling but determined. If you come any closer, I'll slit my throat. All you will get is a dead body, I threaten. Nathan freezes mid-climb, his predatory gaze narrowing into a glare that could probably set things on fire. For a second, I see the wheels turning in his mind. He knows I'm serious, and worse for him, he knows his father, Alpha Lucian, would skin him alive if tonight's party turned into a scandal because of his uncontainable libido. No one disrupts an alpha's carefully planned evening, not even the heir to the pack. If he struggles with me, and I am found dead, the werewolves will pick up his scent on me. After a tense moment, he lets out a frustrated grunt and climbs back off the bed, muttering curses under his breath. He snatches his belt from the floor and shoots me a final glare. "You will regret this," he sneers. "This isn't over." With that, he storms out of the room, slamming the door so hard the walls seem to shudder. I stay frozen for a moment, gripping the knife like it's my only lifeline. When I finally exhale, the breath leaves me in a shaky rush, and I sink onto the edge of the bed trembling. I climb off the bed and open the door again. I am not allowed to keep the room doors shut when I am inside alone. I had been so nervous that the knife actually nicked my skin. A thin line of blood dots the edge of the knife. It hurts, but it's nothing I can't handle. I am not going to stop working just because I cut myself. No one cares if my head is cut off my neck, as long as I do my job. And from the heightened cheer coming from the banquet hall, I am sure the guests have arrived. I walk back into the room, heading for the small mirror in the corner to check the cut on my neck. It's not too deep, but the sight of blood makes my stomach churn. "Isn't the room ready yet?" A deep, commanding voice growls from behind me, startling me so badly that the knife slips from my hand and clatters to the floor. My heart leaps to my throat as I spin around wide-eyed to face the owner of that voice. My breath catches in my throat when I'm met with a pair of cold, dead blue eyes. They're piercing and like shards of ice boring into my soul. Standing at the entrance is a man I've never seen before. His imposing frame blocks the doorway. There is a deep frown etched between his brows, the kind that could silence a room without a single word. "Goddess!" Mrs. Carroll screeches from beside him. "Don't tell me you haven't cleaned this room yet, Lyra?" Mrs. Carroll is fuming at me. But before she can go any further, the man intervenes. "I'll handle it from here," he tells Carroll. "You can leave." His voice feels like a dozen echoes bouncing in my chest. Mrs. Carroll's mouth opens as if she wants to argue, but one look at him, and she shuts it again. With a final glare in my direction, she scurries away, leaving me alone with the intimidating stranger. I quickly lower my eyes to the floor out of fear. I am too tense to think straight. I have not seen this man in Shadowmoon before, so I guess he is one of Alpha Lucian's important guests. But his identity isn't my problem right now. Staying alive is. This man looks powerful enough, and if he punishes me for not preparing his room on time, no one in this pack will care. Werewolves have more pressing matters to attend to than the suffering of a lowly human like me. There is no time to care for a being that isn't even their species. For the 12 years since I have been brought to this pack, I have never made a friend. No one has ever been nice to me. Werewolf cruelty has become a part of my life now. I dip my head respectfully. Forgive me. I stammer as my heart pounds in my ears. "I'm sorry." My voice trails off with fear. Werewolves hate it whenever I try to give them explanations for anything. They call me lazy or weak and sometimes give me a good smack or slap on my cheeks. They say I make too many excuses. But that does not stop me from still trying to explain myself. How am I going to explain to this man that I have not finished cleaning his bedroom because Nathan, the alpha's son, was here groping me just a moment ago? He would laugh in my face and call me a liar. After all, who would believe that the alpha's son would stoop so low as to harass a human slave? The man does not say a word to me. He doesn't bark out annoying commands or sneer at me like the rest of them. When I see his foot retreating, I look up just in time to see something flying toward me. I instinctively catch it between my hands. It is a bottle. The man does not wait to explain what it is or what he wants me to do with it. He simply turns on his heel and walks out, his footsteps echoing in the hallway. I stand there frozen, clutching the bottle in confusion. It's only when I hear his steps fade completely that I finally exhale, releasing the breath I did not realize I was holding. When I am certain he is not coming back, I look down at my hands and see that it is a bottle of ointment. Confusion furrows my brows, and I wonder if he knew what he threw at me. Did he see my neck? Did he give me this for my wound? Why would a werewolf care about my wound? I unscrew the cap and cautiously dab a small amount onto the stinging cut on my neck. The coolness soothes the burn almost immediately, and I exhale a shaky breath of relief. But I use only a tiny amount just in case this isn't meant for me. I do not trust these werewolves. They never do anything without ulterior motives. After I have applied the ointment, I set the bottle down and get back to work, scrubbing and tidying the room as quickly as my trembling hands will allow. The last thing I need is for another one of them to find me still cleaning the room. Once I'm sure the room is spotless enough to pass inspection, I gather my equipment and make my exit. Every muscle in my body protests, screaming for rest, but I drag myself to the kitchen to eat my meal. This is my favorite part of the day when I finally get to eat. It's nothing extravagant, just enough to keep me alive. Food is the only reason I like werewolf parties. Tonight is a party night. Parties mean enough food means leftovers, and leftovers mean I will finally eat my fill. My stomach growls in anticipation, and a small smile creeps onto my face. Maybe this isn't such a bad birthday after all. I am only halfway through my meal when I hear footsteps approaching. The sound echoes in the hallway, growing louder until Bridget appears at the kitchen entrance. A frown mars her face when she sees me sitting and eating. "Hey you," she snaps, her eyes narrowing at me like I've committed some unforgivable crime.